Do the cloud-to-cloud options mentioned back up and restore Google Drive docs, sheets, slides, vids, and forms in Google's native format, or do they get converted to equivalent formats like Word, Excel, and PDF? So I'm assuming that this person is referring to either a Drive-to-Drive Google migration, or maybe a Dropbox to Drive Google migration, or maybe an account-to-account duplication. Those three things are different things. Now, at itGenius, we run a migration business, and we help businesses move from point A to point B with their business data. You might be coming from a free Gmail account and moving into a business workspace account. You might be coming from one workspace account moving to another workspace account. You might be coming from the Microsoft world and converting all of your stuff and moving all of your stuff into the Google ecosystem. Well, some of the tools that we use to make that happen, like migrating a Dropbox account into Google Drive, we call cloud to cloud. And that means that you don't have to install anything on your computer. You don't have to upload, download from your local home internet connection. They will connect to Dropbox in the cloud, and they'll connect to Google in the cloud, and cloud to cloud, they move over all of the data. Now, this person is asking, do these migration options actually retain the Google format of the files? Or are they going to convert them? And I mean, I guess if you were going from Google to Microsoft, you might want to convert them. But if you're going from anywhere to Google, no, it's going to keep them in the Google format. And keeping them in the Google format might mean that it creates a copy of the file, because if you've got old files in old Google Drive and new files in new Google Drive, it may have to create a copy of those. There are some methods to get around that, like using a shared drive and manually transferring the ownership into a shared drive. You can actually retain the URL link of those files as you do that. But depending on your exact circumstances, if you were working with our team, we would recommend which one of those methods is going to work best for you. But if you're in the process of moving a business from Google over to Microsoft, yeah, sure. If you want to convert them to Microsoft format, that's probably a good idea if you're going to stop using your Google Drive. But for most businesses, they're coming from a Gmail account into Workspace, or the Microsoft world into Workspace. Now, what many people ask us is, well, will all of my Microsoft documents be converted to Google documents when I move over to Google? And that's also a very good question. You can choose to, if you wish, as you migrate your data from Microsoft over and into the Google ecosystem, to convert every one of those documents. And all the Microsoft documents, all the Words will become Google Docs, all the Excels will become Google Sheets, or the PowerPoints will become Google Slides, right? That works just fine. You can absolutely do that. But my recommendation is to only migrate documents one by one from Microsoft over to Google format. Of course, you move everything and you store your Microsoft documents in your Google Drive. But when you convert a document from Microsoft over to Google, quite often you lose a bit of formatting. Maybe you've got to redo the headings, you've got to realign things, you've got to choose the right font again. Things change. And for most people, if they convert the whole of their Google Drive from Microsoft over to Google, all your templates will have changed, all of your historical data will have changed. You go to open an old document and it looks all jumbled. That's not ideal for you or your team's productivity. So my standing recommendation for 15 years now has been, you move all the documents in their original format. And if you really want to get rid of Microsoft, that's fine, but just keep paying for your Word and Excel licenses for a year after you've switched, and then you can completely get rid of it after you've made the change in all the individual documents. But the first ones that you change are your templates. And then any new document that the team creates will be created with Google Docs from this point forward. And then bit by bit, you can start converting any of the old documents that you need to convert.
If you need more help with what we've covered in this video, itGenius provides support services to businesses all over the world with problems just like this. Click the link below to get started.